Hey, what's up, Sachi? How's it going? Long time no see. Although I don't have my cam on. How have you been? I've just been trying to make some. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. Yeah, I guess it's true. I haven't streamed in a long time either. I also haven't been on Discord really either. I have not been up to too much. I've just been pretty busy with my life, work, all those things. Most of my weekend was eaten up by kid stuff too. I wish things would slow down, honestly. That would be nice. Right now I'm just trying to make a little toy. I have this like little net top. Yeah, time waits for no one. That's very true. I had this like little net top that I'm not using anymore. I replaced it. It was like a Linux server that I used. That I had. And then like I streamed like last week and then yesterday and today, and I went from like installing Linux onto the machine to like hooking into the Twitch API and just trying to play with some code. And then I ended up like going through a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, I'm just like iterating over the process, and so now I have like a proper IDE doing remote debugging against the little net top. So this machine that I'm on is not actually I'm not actually using this computer. It's actually a small server that I'm remotely logged into. Oh, you know, the first thing that I wrote, you might find this funny actually. You probably find this one funny. This is pretty good. So this is the first thing that I wrote, and I was just playing with stuff too. I was actually like Foxy was online. I spent like 8 hours doing this on last Saturday, and he was hanging out, and I was just playing around. So this thing actually goes into what it ended up doing was actually goes into any Twitch users, like it scrapes the metadata out of a Twitch user's info, like it's like the publicly accessible stuff, right? So it goes and grabs the URLs for their emotes, and then it downloads them and then runs them through an ASCII converter. Basically, it prints out their emotes in ASCII. So I did like I did them for like June and like other people. Like, I mean, there were others. Just I was just playing with some stuff, and Foxy was like, let's see. So that's where the Russian bit comes from. That's actually from Foxy. Oh yeah, so that one right there, like we can do that one. Jejun V. So I just went and ran it, and it scraped all the stuff, and then put all the output in here. So Jejun V. Pretty good, right? Pretty fun. So I don't know how to get the global emotes, but I can like basically go to any user that has emotes and grab their stuff. I actually kind of shrunk this a little bit. I was just playing with it before I got wrapped up in actually making some other stuff as well. I don't really know what I'm planning to do, but who is that? who is that a Jin one? Is that Jin Hypers or something? Okay. Okay, so I increased the size. And then I think it should be colors too now. Oh, okay, no colors, but there he is. Gotta figure out hold on. I had them colorized. I think it just might be color. Let me just AP2A. Yeah, okay, so dash colors. It's really funny with the colors. Well, some of them. Some of them makes them easier to see. Some of them it doesn't. But Jejun W looks like I don't know. I'll let you decide what it looks like. The Jejun Hypers. Yeah, see, that's Hyper, some color. Not quite correct, but kind of close. Now for Jejun W. There's Jejun W for you. Pretty terrifying, right? Sorry, give me 1 second. My son's asking me something. He's a little grumpy. Yeah, he's a little grumpy. He had a birthday party today. His birthday was like a week and a half ago, but we set up like a birthday party for him today, and he's not coming down well, I guess. He wants to open the gifts and do stuff, but thank you. I will let him know the internet says happy birthday. Yeah, so anyway, I made this stuff, right, and like some of them are good, some of them aren't good. And then I started making this other thing. He's 6 now. Yeah, Vision, hey. You can see it though, right? It's easy to see when, like, from further away. Like, I'm sitting pretty close to my monitor. Not that close, but the image is fairly large, right? It takes up my whole screen, so it's sometimes hard to see, but it does a pretty good job, huh? Then there's this other thing that I'm making. I'm in the middle of kind of refactoring the code to make it a little bit nicer, but it's basically, I have no idea what I'm making, but I managed to hook into my own chat, so I can like read the IRC chat out of this code. But I still haven't figured out what to do with it. Like I installed a natural language processing library. I think maybe, I don't know if I ever figure out how to use it, then I can like run it through that and make some kind of natural bot or something. I don't know. But I was also gonna like store messages inside of a thing called Elasticsearch, like index some messages, and just look for like stats on messages. I don't know. I have really no direction. I'm just kind of playing with stuff. But you know, all of this stuff like kind of evolved. Like I went from developing stuff on the command line, went from nothing to installing Ubuntu to getting all the packages, running everything in command line. Oh, you could, if you were there, and like when I made that, when I was making this stuff, it was funny because I had no like graphical user interface. Everything was a terminal command line, so I had to use this this text-based web browser, and Foxy loved that. He was laughing about that. June Hots. I had to use this like text this text browser to search for everything. It was pretty difficult. But anyway, I managed to get through it. And then I spent a couple hours like figuring out how to bind to my wireless and get it started that way. I had to use some, like without using the kind of built-in network managing tools, just more of the basic stuff. So I could finally unplug the little net top and not have wires all over my desk for this project. So it's just plugged into the power and it automatically connects to the network when it boots up. And then this bot thing that I can show you what it does as soon as I get running in a second. I'm trying to make it I was trying to refactor the code and make it like a little cleaner, but somehow I'm not sure how to get these things to work. Message. This is a coding problem, but this is, I'm not gonna work. I don't know. How can I? Yeah, it pretty much is how do I get things to work? Which is why I've just been sitting like around tinkering with stuff. Oh yeah, so one of the important things though is like I was having trouble like having to iterate through this and like keep going through the command line. So I ended up installing IntelliJ. I have like a student license, and then I have it like remote debugging to the server. So this program right here, which is like a graphical IDE, integrated development environment, like basically a more powerful coding suite instead of just having like a text editor or something. That's loaded on this local machine, which is just a Windows machine, and it's just a terminal to my that little Linux server that I was telling you. And then this thing is like hooked in to that as well, so that it shares code. When I make a change here, it basically saves it on that server, and then I can execute the command from here. And this thing is running a debug server, and it automatically connects, so I can put like breakpoints and stuff like that, which is a huge boon when you're trying to debug things. You don't always know where things are failing. And you can put like breakpoints inside your code. You can basically pause the code and then take a look at the internals. But if you can't do that, then you basically have to try to put a whole bunch of print messages and stuff like that, and run it and narrow things down. This one, I have no idea how to get this to work. I'm not that familiar with Python, but it was working. Basically, it hooks into the IRC chat as myself. I need to figure out how the OAuth like stuff authentication works, so that I can make a service like with like a user called, basically make a bot, right? So right now, this code uses my credentials to log into my IRC chat on Twitch. So I don't know if you know, but Twitch actually uses IRC like underneath for its chat stuff. So I can actually do this, I think. I'll just put this back in here. Will not load this. We do this. I think this should work. Do you even know what IRC is? IRC is, you're fairly young, and like IRC is kind of a relic of the older internet. But IRC used to be internet relay chat. It used to be the way that everyone had chats a long time ago. Before there were like dedicated chat systems, there was basically like hubs where you could go to these servers and make your own channel. And interestingly enough, Twitch uses IRC. So if I run this, I save this, waiting for process. Wrong. Anyway, okay, so start my debugger. Yeah, it might actually, it's actually because it's been around for a long time probably, and it's actually quite solid at this point. So they don't have to build their old stuff. Build like a whole dedicated chat thing for themselves. Okay, so I will learn you a little bit of coding. So here, this is the command line on my little machine, and I don't have a very complicated set of code, just some scripts. I call them scripts just to differentiate from a program, because scripts are like little commands that you can put together that do a bunch of stuff, but programs tend to be like larger. It's just semantics. It's not a big deal how you think about it. Technically, it's a program. but it's using a scripting language called Python. So when I'm here on the command line, I can say Python, which is the Python command, and then main, which is basically saying, I'm telling the Python executable to run this command. And I have this debugger running. It's actually listening, and the code inside of here. Remember, it's actually shared. So it actually tells the program to take a look at where my computer is located, this one right here, and connect to it. Anyway, it's called remote debugging. So I'm using this editor to debug remotely, like on a separate machine, which is this Linux server. So I run it right here, and it actually pauses like right at the beginning. So I hit go again, just because it's not it just stops automatically when it begins. So this is actually the raw output for the IRC stuff. So it actually hooked in. So the script is actually listening to what's going on in my Twitch chat. Unfortunately, it's signed in as me and not as a separate bot because I can't figure out how to do OAuth stuff, which is an authentication mechanism. Yeah, that's what it says. You don't see it say that. Actually, if you use an IRC chat service, you actually can. So this is my script, right? It actually broke it out. So it got a message from Twitch, and this is you. And this is what you did. It's a private message. This is all abstracted away from you as a user, right? Like you don't have to type any of this. But like a long time ago, like some of this stuff was more manual when you were using IRC. Yeah, see, you're on the stream. So this is the script just catching the info that's coming in, right? So this window over here is actually something called Restream Chat, because I use Restream. I actually stream to like 4 different platforms, which I don't even know why. It's not like anyone watches me on any platform. But I guess I just like setting things up. So while I was setting streaming up, I just did it. And so this thing actually hooks into 4 different platforms for their chat. And it's more of a direct correlation, I guess, to like what you would see. But you know, yeah, it is a lot. But I can also open up. So if I open up Twitch, Zombam, I wonder who that is. We go here and go to the word. Hey, wait, actually, didn't you start streaming recently? I think I remember like coming across that somewhere. So this would be our chat, right? This would be some chat. The real Zombam. And so this is the script, right? And it actually catches everything. And I was planning on taking all of this data and storing it in something called Elasticsearch. So I have this I made this AWS free tier account. This thing called Elasticsearch, which is a document store. It's like a specialized database around text. Like if you think about when you go to google.com, google.com, and you start typing things, why does my, and like all of these things, the way that it pops up is that they're Google takes common search phrases. Well, it takes search phrases and then does like aggregation on them and like what the most common things are to type stuff, and then it stores like the data that it has in something called like a document store. And what it is basically like a highly indexed object that gives weighting to certain words and stuff like that. And that's why it's so, but it's like highly indexed. So, and by indexed, it just means that, you know, it's very fast to fetch the data. So that's why like when you type in Google, it shows up so fast because it's aggregated a bunch of like previous searches from other users, and it puts them into a document store, and then it kind of bubbles up the search terms that are more common, or it gives them a more of a weighting, right? Like more of a weight. So when you type things like "why does my head hurt" was like probably more commonly searched for than like sweat so much, right? So that's why it popped to the top, and it's also why it's so fast, and it can actually just pop results up like as you type. That's how fast it's able to actually fetch the data, right, out of something like a document store. So I was gonna put my chat into the document store, called Elasticsearch, just for, I don't know why, for analytic purposes. Like we could go back and look at what people say and what words people use more than others. I don't know. And then there was like the natural language processor and all that stuff, which I don't even know what I would use it for. Anyway, what have you been streaming though? Oh, you're like the first person to watch me, like to actually talk to me all day long. I streamed for like maybe 2 hours in the morning, and then had some stuff, and then came back and did some things. And you're like the first game, sorry, you're not a game. I just read your text. Your text popped up, and it was like mobile games, and so anyway, you're the first person to talk to me like all day. Yeah. It's funny how it got this. But I'm glad you did this. I'm glad you talked to me because I was actually looking for some data points. Because I know my name comes in like this. I was just not sure how other users come in. I don't really know how to store the users. I don't know what the difference is between the exclamation mark, this @ and then this @ and stuff. I don't actually know what that means, but you are data. We're all data. So I just wanted to figure out like a better way to store the user itself. I don't actually know, but you caught me in the middle of just trying to refactor this stuff into a class to make it less messy, I guess. The class is just another object. I got a structure, an object-oriented coding, and I was going to insert this data into Elasticsearch and then see what happens with LogView. LogViewer? I don't think I know it, no. By the way, this is this. This is this. Sometimes they don't come through Restream chat. I wonder if I have XChat. I think I have XChat. Dang, actually I wasn't using XChat, I was using something else. Okay, I assume it's just a... It's called LogViewer? Oh, it must be this guy. That's the one you sent. This is definitely ordered by popularity. You go back and look at their messages. Yeah, that's definitely something that you could use it for. I'm not sure what I would use mine for, but yeah, you could definitely log their stuff. Also, I only have a free tier instance of Elasticsearch, which is probably not the best case for it, for doing that. Because I only have 10 gigabytes. I think 3 gigabytes of which is actually being sucked up by metadata. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't remember what it's called. It's called HexChat. HexChat. Dang, that's pretty old. One ban, huh? Pretty amazing. I'm surprised there's so few bans. But obviously that app is a lot more full-featured and mature than mine. Yeah, like, I mean, it's a good point. Like, it's definitely something you could do when you store the data, right? So that's kind of what I do, like, as part of my job, is I do a lot of development around data, and I don't really do so much data analysis itself, but I kind of build systems to move data around. There tends to be use a lot of different technologies for specific cases, you know. Like, it used to be back in the day, everyone used to put everything in a database, and databases are still actually quite useful. But if you're like optimizing for performance and usability on much larger scales, then other technologies tend to be a little bit better. But they also don't provide as much like across-the-board functionality as a general database does. I was also just kind of doing this project as a fun like jump into maybe doing some stuff with AWS. So I don't know if you know AWS, but Amazon Web Services, and they basically have a whole bunch of stuff that you can use. Like, it's the cloud tech, right? Yeah, the emotes and hashtags outside of her channel and across Twitch, that would be interesting. Like, I don't know how that was built, because like, that's like one of those people. That's like one of these dudes, right? Commander Root, Slowcool. I don't think these are real people. Well, I don't know, maybe they are, but I don't think they are. There are a few bots. Like Electric Skateboard used to be one that I remember, and dang, what was that guy's name? It was funny because when I was trying to get affiliate a while back, it had a weird name, but it was a bot also. Anyway, the thing is that you have to have a service that's constantly running to scan who's actually no, you're real. I'm talking about the other ones there, but so like, I mean, even Stream Elements, right, is like a user that was added, but you have to have a service that's constantly running and like querying the Twitch API to see, you know, who's streaming, and then you load someone into their chat, right? You load a user into their chat just the way that I did, right? Except that you would have some kind of different. Actually, now that I think about it, you shouldn't have to have an auth, because everyone else can just join my chat. I don't know why I need to auth. I could just randomly join I just can't say anything, I think, as a non-authenticated user. That's interesting. I think I solved a little bit of my problem, but I do want my bot to talk, so it would need to get access. But you just like load up, like you would join, like this is the little command, like literal command when you're using IRC. Actually, it didn't print out, but it's right here. Like you just code join and then this channel, right? And then you joined my channel in Twitch. And the ones that you're talking about where she can see like which emotes are used outside of hers, like there's a service running going to basically to everyone's channel and just taking and just scraping all of the data, like all of the chat. Basically think about it this way, okay? Like all of your activity is being aggregated somehow. Somebody is storing everything that you type. And in my channel, it's one of these guys. One of these guys is storing everything that you type right now. I'm sure they're storing everything that we type. It's a lot harder to store and process non-digital data. And I know that the video is technically digital, but to actually process through all of it and scrape information out of a video is obviously a lot harder than it is to just read text. But since you're on, and this is an educational channel, you know, I can show you XChat, which apparently is now version 2.1. I'm sure it's HexChat. I'm sure it's much more than version 2.12, whatever the heck it is now, but XChat, Windows 10. Is it gonna take me to the store? Yes, somebody will know that you ate 2 slices of pizza, 2 slices of pie last night. I don't know why. In my head, I translated the pie to pizza pie. Yours. That's okay. I'll trade you my beer for some pie. Well, actually, I'm only interested in pizza pie. It is a pie, I know. But in my head, I was thinking pizza pie. It could have been. I guess you're right. It could have been. I assume you weren't though. In my head, I saw pie and I was thinking pizza. I don't know why. And it's funny too, because if you're like more East Coast-ish, and you say things like that, like you're gonna go get a pie or whatever, like a lot of times they mean pizza, or at least in Boston. I don't know specifically about New York. What? Why do I have to pay $10 for HexChat, which is an open source archive? I could compile this. You know, one thing I've been wanting to do is do some like lower level programming, which would be C or C++. Okay, anyway, I actually have this executable anyway somewhere. HexChat, which is like a super old version of Hex, and we shall install it. And I'm just showing you this for fun. Oh, it's got a Python interface. Oh, actually, I don't actually have Python installed locally on this machine. I think that's fine. Let's do portable mode. First configuration files within installed or no. Actually, I don't care because I'm not going to be using it, so it's not the wizard. Hey, it remembered my stuff. Okay, so are we going to Freenode? No, wait, there's a, did I see it? There's a Twitch thingy. Anyway, I'm showing you, like, so a long time ago, well, obviously a long time ago, but there weren't so many GUI things, right? But there was a a very, very famous app called MIRC, which is like the first or one of the first GUI IRC chat clients. And everything else before that in general was like text or whatever. I tended to use the text ones, but everything was like text-based, right? So you'd have like a terminal like this, and there'd just be like a thing running in it. But MIRC was kind of like this, right? Similar, in a similar fashion like this. And this is the stuff that you would have to do. Actually, these are all the servers, and there are still people that run like IRC, right? Like for, I don't know, the past 30, 40 years, they've had these IRC. These are servers, right? That you would connect to and try to find a channel. Ironically, a lot of the, well, you could think of as a lot of the hacker community, hacker-like people tend to like IRC. And by hacker-like, I don't mean like the Hollywood type version. I just mean people that like to tinker with their computers. Like IRC is a pretty good medium for communication. Anyway, I'm just gonna say Freenode, I guess. No, I'm gonna connect to Freenode. Freenode. But it's not actually Freenode. Network list. I need to actually add one. Nothing. I'll join a change. I need to add. IRC.twitch.tv. Is that actually its own Twitch? Is it Twitch? Just call it that. And let's see. What is the server? Oh my gosh. Is it port 443? Is it TMI? Is it this server? Is it TMI? TMI.twitch. It's really weird. These are like different ports. I don't know. TMI twitch.tv/443. Like me, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I definitely did play around a lot with computers, which is how I ended up being stuck with computers, but new server, unknown host. Okay, so it's definitely not part of this. It's not its own thing, but here, I know that you can find Twitch IRC. Twitch IRC. So, oh look, there's even a hex chat guide. Oh, it is IRC.chat, and then it is the same. Right, that makes sense. Network. Edit this. Oh wait, didn't even save that server. What? Chat. TV. Just connect to selectors to connect automatically. Use SSL. And go. Close this. Get off Freenode. Wait. View network list. Thought I was joining. Are we joining? Yeah. Connection failed. Stuck. I did get stuck. There is a new version. Oh, install the update just in case it has anything to do with this stuff. But I really don't think it does. While this is installing, I'm gonna go run and grab a drink and I'll be right back. Okay, maybe not. King. Okay, I'm going. That is already done. Well, I don't know if hydrated is the right word though. I always have to click. Getting a little bit dark, so I'll turn my light on. Which means the reason I didn't have my camera was and the windows are really bright. But earlier in the afternoon it was a little warmer, brighter. It was like perfect. Just the light coming in the windows and you feel like turning all the actual lights on. So, but the hydration thing, yeah, unfortunately I'm drinking beer, so it's not great for hydrating. SSL is not supported for Twitch, okay, so that's why. That makes sense as to why my previous connection failed. Check automatically, even though we're not really going to use it. Which means that anyone can steal my connection. Not quite, but close. Improperly formatted on. Oh, look at that. Twitch is using AWS also. Yeah, you can see. Hi. It was a little close. Probably because like I'm gonna stand up. My desk is fairly high. I don't like the. Well, I like the option of standing up and working, but I don't have a fancy moving desk, and so. Okay, what was I? I was trying to show you HexChat, where we are supposed to connect Zombie. Why? Using this method, it would be OAuth. Okay, nice. Your password should be an OAuth token. So, anyway, I can't show this to you on stream because because I don't really want to post my OAuth chat token on the stream. Yes, it's awkward desk. Very true, it's awkward desk. But anyway, you would take something like this, right? And you would put it in your password bit for you gotta do some password, right? You'd put something like it and be like, you might have to change one of these. But we should just go to the HexChat guy. Yeah, see, I was pretty close. It's this pass thing, which is hilarious because I actually have to put that in my code right here. Haha, pass, right? And then OAuth. But this thing is in a different file because it's kind of your password. It's not your real password, but it's just like a token that's generated. And this is the stuff that I was saying, like I need to figure out a way that Twitch has some kind of a way that you can like OAuth. I can have an app go and try to request an OAuth against a user, against the user's channel, and then that user can approve it, and then they get an OAuth token, and then you can, and that's basically like a key. Yeah, fake password. That's why it's not working right now though, is because I don't actually have this token. I mean, I have the token. I just don't have. I just can't do it on. What did I just put? Yeah, I know what I can do. I'll put up a big block for a second while I add that auth token. Alter other people. You have supermod? Wait, what does supermod mean? Is that like, are you like a Twitch admin, like a Twitch moderator? Look, it's my boo overlay from last. It's almost Halloween again. Kind of works. Although it doesn't really work so well when you're doing coding box. You have more power than a normal mod in some way. You can access the dashboard. Oh, okay, cool. Boopy. Okay, let me make a thing. Image. Okay. Okay. Image. Wait. I need image of. What? I have no images. Oh, did it start in Hot? I mean, I haven't played Hots in a while. My friend keeps bothering me actually. Like, have you abandoned Hots? Which is funny because we have this funny alternating schedule where I'll go months not playing and he'll be playing, and then I'll be like, all right, I'm ready to play, and then we'll play for a little bit, and then he'll be like, I'm quitting. Like, he doesn't want to play anymore. You know, because he get burned out or whatever. Worse. I mean. Okay, I just need one picture. Kind of picture. Getting a picture so I can. It's taking way longer. Wow, you can solo queue. I think that kind of seems to defeat the purpose. I mean, if you can solo Team League, then isn't it? Isn't it just Hero League? Yeah, I mean, if it allows people to, I mean, it makes sense because if it allows single individuals, an individual to queue in Team League, then it must allow a team of 4 too. Yeah, I said that before too. I said duo queue would be fun, but duo queue doesn't mean anything if they allow solo. I mean, it does, but oh my gosh. Well, you know, one thing I'll be doing in a month is Extra Life Gaming Marathon. So you should tune in for that. In fact, you probably can't even miss it at some point because it's 24 hours. So. Got a month. I think it's November 3rd this year. I'm at Pally Time. I don't know him, but yeah, I've done Extra Life for like 6 years. Yeah, 6 years definitely. I mean, I actually did it when my son was born. So, and obviously his birthday and all that just now. So 6 years. I don't know if it's actually my seventh this year or what, but yeah, you should join. Or, I mean, or not, but if you ever want to join a team, I've got a team. So you don't necessarily have to play with any of us. Just just a team thing. Um, I try to run a team. Run it. God, things should stop. But yeah, every year for the past 6 years, I've run a team for Extra Life because I figured it's the least I could do. It was actually more in celebration that my son was born. When I first did it, that my son was born, without any real major issues or anything. And then I just kind of kept going with it for a while. Well, I guess until now. And I you know, I just try to have fun with it. At this point, I don't even like. I've done it too long, and there's kind of a diminishing returns. It's kind of hard to get to ask the same people for money every year. But um, I still run the team, and I'm happy because I think we've probably picked up around $6,000 in the past 6 years for kids. So still good, and I figured it's a good use of my super ability, which is to be able to sit on my butt and play video games for abnormally long amounts of time. Yeah, it is. Any amount is helpful, right? And that's the funny thing that I like. So every year, I always make it a point to say like, any amount is okay because I understand that not everyone can donate large amounts or even want to, right? I mean, it's not their obligation, donation, right? It's if they feel like it. But I always say, any amount, helps. I'm like, $1 or $2 is good too. And I always like my average amount of donation. The average amount I receive is like $50, and it might even be more than $50. And then as the years go by, like it's kind of dwindled off, and I'm like, geez, people like didn't have to like throw so much money at one time. I mean, obviously, it was appreciated for I'm sure wherever the money ended up, it was appreciated. But like literally $2 works too. It just goes to helping some kid out that has large medical bills. But yeah, like now nobody wants to donate to me because they used to donate a lot, and you know what? And again, I don't even feel like great asking. Like I used to have a Facebook page, and I would tell people because in years prior I used to be a little bit more active on Facebook or whatever. I used to like do stuff, and then eventually like I just stopped talking on Facebook, and then I deleted Facebook like last year or something. And then the 2 years before that, like the only thing I was ever on for Facebook was like asking people for money for Extra Life, and then I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and forget that because it was like I never talk on Facebook, I never do anything, and then every time I ever said anything, it was like, hey guys, you wanna throw some money over here? But if you're interested, like, and I don't mean necessarily donation, but if you want to like donate your time, then I do have a team, so let me know. And my team obviously has no obligations. Like you don't have to like, there's no like you have to play this whatever. It's just you can do whatever you want. Have a team that if you would like to join one. I think you can actually do individual too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you have to join a team. Okay, so I think my channel is covered with this image now, right? Alright, there's this big image thing. So I'm going to open... Stop that project. That wasn't that is like the perfect emote. Don't have this. Here, let's hex chat. We're gonna edit this. Server password. Connect automatically. That was so bad. That was so bad. It actually failed. I'm not gonna say anything though. Anyway, so I put it in, and then now I'm actually here, there. Hey, look at this. Does this not look similar to what you saw before in my script? Hello, I don't see anyone. Kind of weird. Why is this not Zombeam? Wait, join. Join Zombeam. Hello? Oh, it did work. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't see anyone though. I don't see any users. They must. I wonder if they removed that recently. I'm pretty sure I used to be able to see everyone. Anyway, I guess what I was showing you, since you know you're like literally probably a decade younger than I am, at least. Probably more like a decade and a half. But so this is the yeah, I know you're invisible out of the user channel, right? Because Twitch uses some kind of a modified IRC setup. And I think they did that recently, but I remember seeing people in the user bar. But this is something called HexChat, which is similar to MIRC, which I told you before was like originally one of the first GUI IRC clients. But most IRC clients were actually text, and there are text clients that you can get. Actually, we could have some fun too, because I think hey, it's still running. I forgot my script is still running. So the server sends a ping every so often, and then you send a pong back so that it knows that you're not dead. Oh, there's the hey. So FG, what's it gonna do? IRC. So we can apt hash search IRC plus. Let's see if I can find one of my favorite ones. Actually, there was an IRC client called Bitgex that was pretty good. But I still had a preference of, there was a different one that I actually preferred. I can't remember what it was called now. I remember it had some pirate ships. Well, it wasn't really pirate ships, it was just a ship with like multiple masts as an emblem. It's like, nice. So we'll see if I can find. Oh, IRCII. I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. Okay, so anyway, this is, yeah. Oh, look at that. It doesn't support UTF-8 or Unicode. I'm not sure which characters are. But this is HexChat, using HexChat. Oh, look, everyone popped up suddenly. I don't know why it took a while. So it did work, right? And these, I'm pretty sure, are bots. Technically, you can like message people too, right? Like, you know, this is how we used to send files to each other a long time ago. There were IRC channels that were set up, and there were bots that would moderate them. And the way it would moderate them were varying, but you would get points in the channel, kind of like how Twitch works, right? Like right now, like that stuff's not really new. There would be a bot that would track the amount of stuff that you would upload or provide in some kind of a point faction, but value points to the IRC channel itself, and then you would get, you would get points basically, right, for the value that you gave. And then with those points, you could go and there would be people that would constantly have servers running where you could go download files from them. That's how we did like file sharing and stuff like that. And there were other ways to do it, right? Through SFTP servers, well, not SFTP, but FTP servers and things like that. But it's funny, I feel old now. So IRSSI, I think, is what I was thinking of. Not IRC, IRSSI. That's the one, IRSSI. Pretty sure IRSSI is what. Isn't it crazy how people still maintain these things? I'm not that old, but in a way I'm old. You know, I'm debatably the first generation of like true internet. Like when I was a kid. So I say debatably because there was definitely stuff that came before me, but when I was a kid, I know that I somehow figured out, like, so my dad had a laptop that had a telephone, like RJ45 connector to it, and I was like, why the hell would a laptop have this, right? And I had not known about the internet before this, and I was like 10 years old at the time, and I ended up getting his computer connected to the internet through a telephone line, and connecting to what were called BBSs back then. So even before IRC, well, I wouldn't say necessarily before IRC, but BBSs, BBSs like were bulletin board systems that people would like post to. They were like the original forums, and I managed to get connected to a few of those and downloading women in bikinis, which was like 2400 baud modem. It took you like 2 hours to download a single image. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see if we can get IRSSI installed. Yeah, bikini ladies, because there wasn't really porn, right? And well, let's not go that far, but yes, so it was like bikini, like women in bikinis, and hopefully they might be topless or something, but you know, it was just a bulletin board with it was like a text bulletin that you would have to like go through and be like, I wonder if this one is good, right? And then you'd spend some time like downloading it, and it would download like in scan lines, so it would download like line by line, and at like 2400 baud, it would take literally 2 hours. So you would go occasionally check back and be like, and you would like start to see her face, and then you'd be like, I don't like her face or something, and then you'd like cancel it and then try to find try to find another link or something. Okay, so we like IRSSI. It is, it's like digital striptease, yeah. Okay, so we have IRSSI running. we could technically connect to. So this is what I used to use, but I'm gonna say that I can't remember quite the commands anymore. So we'd have to connect. Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to put my auth token in again. Connect irc.chat. No, chat.irc. Twitch.tv 6667. What was it? IRC was IRC. So connect IRC irc.chat.twitch.tv 6667. That one didn't work either. It did not work. Oh, because the port was assumed. Improperly formatted auth. How do I auth? Oh, I have to pass the auth? Yeah, no, that you joke, right? But that's kind of literally how it was. Like it would come in line by line, like scan lines. When it would come across, and then it'd be like, "Oh, come on!" And then you kind of start seeing her, and then their face, and then you'd be like, I don't know." And then because the time was valuable, right? I mean, literally 2 hours to download a JPEG, and so you'd be like, cancel or continue, or you just risk it for the rest of it. And then, you know, once you get down to the bikini and you're all happy, like that was. And then, of course, you could only store like 10 images because your size of your hard drive is like literally 10 megabytes. You know, you had to be picky, right? Not like today. Not like today. Like all the kids, like my kids have it easy. Like I'm amazed because they actually, I noticed they have different behavior than I do. Because talking about other things, right, like VHS tapes and stuff like that, like all I had were like some VHS tapes with some recorded shows that I could watch occasionally, but I had to watch that same crap like over and over, or the 7 channels on TV because we didn't have cable. And if I didn't want to watch it, then I had to go out and do something, right? So that was it. Now my kids have like Netflix, and they're just like constantly like flipping through things, but like they have no attention. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, I need to OAuth this. So, help? Help? Help. Ah, oh man. Pansachi? Wait. Wait, I'm confused now. Hello, Pansachi. How do you... How... Are you related to Sachi somehow? Are you messing with me? Who's Kogi? Connect. Wait, are you literally 2 different Sachis? Like, this is weird. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Awesome. Alright, that makes sense then. Hey, well, welcome. I was just hanging out with Sachi and I was telling her about how old I am and all of the old tech that I remember, which led me from the coding that I was doing in... I was just... I don't know what I was doing. I was doing some random coding with... oh, that was not... Yeah. With IRC, Twitch stuff. Like, I don't know, I had just hooked in a... Actually, where is that thing? Oh yeah, it's still going. It's just some script hooked in. Oh hey, thanks for following, man. That's funny because my other PC actually makes that sound. No, it's good. It's good. Actually, I have no like real direction, so it's actually more fun for me to explain things rather than just trying to figure out something to do. So I was trying to show Sachi this old. It's not old. I mean, it's still being maintained, but this IRSSI client is what I used to use to connect to IRC, and Twitch sits on top of actually leverages IRC as its chat mechanism. Although they have modified it. There are some things. I don't know if they have custom servers or what, but yeah. Yep, IRSSI. The problem is I have to like dump an auth token into here, I think. Some kind of a connect. I don't know what the, let's see, what was help? Help was help, so can I do help on connect? Next free node. Yeah, thanks for following. That was weird. I think I have two things with them, like Stream Elements and Streamlabs, I think. And one was a lot slower than the other. TLS. This is even work. What is that? Host F free node. Oh yeah, you're just making fun of me because I said help. Yeah, I get it now. Get it. Pass. Well, anyway, I mean, I don't care that much to connect to IRSSI, unless you guys are interested. I was just kind of messing with stuff. I'm not actually too sure what I was trying to do. I try to yell at the computer, but never yields. Never yields. So, I mean, I'm sure there's probably a web. IRSSI. Spelled that wrong. Oh wow. Okay, so somebody actually has a thing. Sure, it's just a network add. So that would just be adding the network, and then oh yeah, the server. What's WeChat? Is that an? Actually, it looks pretty good. I'll have to check that one out. But that's a good point. Anyway, like we should probably just forget about IRSSI for now. It's not actually a big deal. So I can actually just connect. I have to add a network and then a server, and then I think I can OAuth against it by passing. I just have to pass the password like that, right? So the OAuth auto. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, and I gotta say that I don't even use IRC that much, so it doesn't even mean that much to me anymore. All I was doing was poking around with some stuff. I was building. I couldn't say it's a bot. It's just a hook into my own IRC channel. I don't even know what it's trying to do other than talk. But I have this like natural language processing library that I installed that I'm trying to figure out to like, yeah, basically we're just exploring. I have a natural language processing library that I was like gonna run some stuff through, and also this Elasticsearch service. I just have no idea how to split out user. I can probably just actually. It seems like I can probably just use this entire string, but we could actually do that immediately. Everything is mostly set up. All I would have to do is undo this. So I was trying to refactor into a single class, but the WebSocket app doesn't like this. So maybe I'll just leave that one as good. And off this ES. I think I can put this all inside. Oh. OBS index, chat, type, version. Yeah, you like the ping pong? That's to keep alive right there. Hey, what's up, man? Need a barbecue? Well, wouldn't mind having your barbecue either. The AWS is going to be this one, and it should. I have to figure out how to do the message body. You can't hear me? Why? Not that you should, but okay, so I'm guessing it was a you thing and not so much a me thing. Can't assign to function call. What does that mean? I mean, I think there's a body part that's supposed to be here. Maybe that's what it's talking about. Okay, I guess that's what it's talking about. Index, body. What is the body? Like, what was I looking at? Like, 15 tabs back now. Not even that index. It's actually destroying everyone's audio devices. So index okay, we're going here, index message. The message, oh, this is what I actually want to body user date. How can I get date out of Python date? Okay, 1 second, I'm just gonna grab a drink and I'll be right back. About Python date. I think my wife's mad at me a little bit. Yeah, Sachi says, hello, Mrs. Dumbo. It says, hi. It was kind of strange. Hold on, I got an emote for that one too. No. Anyway, love and a peace. You sent me a pic. Oh dang, man! I wish you hadn't sent me that pic. Now I'm envious. Is this scary or good? For you feel bloated and unattractive. Oh yeah, so Fansachi, I wrote a script that goes and scrapes the metadata out of Twitch profile, and if they have emotes, then it gets to the URLs and downloads them and runs them through an ASCII converter. I was just playing around when I was getting started, so I mean, I don't know what I meant by getting started, but it was the first thing I did before I was doing some other stuff. So and oh yeah, Python date. So I'm not familiar with Python. I'll keep this up actually. Gotta check out that WeChat. The Python date library. Give me a now. Date time, date. Okay, date time. Microsecond. Do I have to do a format? Why is Python's like documentation library documentation website so terrible? From date time. Date time. It's easy. O mizu mo nonde kudasai. I will eventually get to. I can read a little bit. Also, I guess Bin got hosted by HTC channel, and HTC I guess ended earlier. I had kind of over here, and then suddenly like his voice and stuff was weird. I see that Stevie Vision drinking plenty of hot tea. I had no idea how to respond. Yeah, the answer is yes. Date time. Imports. Date time. How do I date time now? Date time dot date time. Okay, literally. This is the thing I don't like about Python. It's kind of. Things are very difficult. Not clear. More the documentation is weird. Like the language itself is pretty fun to use, but the documentation is so difficult sometimes.
Suppose there is a universal
import
controlling everything.
Time.
God willing the behavior
And
of every
date time.
subatomic particle.
Date time. How it works? Does this even work? Date time. What happens if I do this?
Its negative side.
Okay, it's a class. Great. So, like, why doesn't it explain that to me? Like, why would you not have the
In the mirror image,
there?
instead of in our universe
guess it's
as
there.
we wanted to believe. Maybe he's anti-God, bringing darkness instead of light.
Today. Now! That's what I wanted, actually. Now. Do I need a time zone? But... time zone... What does now say? Now is just a hard-coded string. Now is just a hard-coded string of time dot now. I have to make a new datetime object. DT equals date time. Is that what I have to do? Not callable. New Spider-Man game. Last method. Date time. What do I make? Why is this unclear to me? Date time dot. Find myself having to always go through finding examples for Python because I don't understand their documentation. Oh yeah, the new Spider-Man game. I think I remember it now. Like I saw some stuff. It looked really cool. Like the combat, really cool. Time. Date time dot date. That's irritating, isn't it? Date time dot now should print me a thing. 6:48. So it is. I got a TZ. What's my TZ? TZ info. How do you TZ info? This song. What is this song? Is it not good? Do you not like this song? Time TZ. Can I just get my TZ? Get TZ name. What I want. Date time again. Easy name. Oh, oops. No. Easy name object needs an argument. Oh. Oh. You don't understand either. Well, I'm not a good programmer, but I have also been programming for many years, so some things come naturally, and I kind of know what things ask for. It's more of a methodology in a way, a process, but it can definitely be difficult even for me, especially when you get to some programming is very difficult. Oh yeah, Castlevania comes out this month. The song In the Face of Evil. Oh, Magic. Wait, no. I was thinking of another one. I knew a band called something Sword. Yeah, Seijiro is a master of smoking brisket and meat. Okay, see, documentation is so slow. It's like Python, get my time zone. Like, thank you, stack. Time GM time. Oh, wait. Print CGM time. Why? What's GM time? Doesn't make sense. Master of sleeping? I envy you. Oh, time. Time.tz name. No! Tuple is not callable? Really? Can't call it tuple? Can I p-print it a tuple? No, can't do that either. Time.tz. Oh, it's okay. Easy name. Come on. Why am I having so much trouble with just... Okay, so C...
Wait, I have to choose CST or CDT? I can't choose Central? Okay, so I have to do time.get. Oh, anyway, I'll just tell you what I'm doing so it's not so terrible. No, birthday party's already over. I already handled that. I was gone doing that stuff today. She wasn't mad, she's not really mad. She just wants me to clean up some stuff that I don't want to clean up because it's not my mess, but anyway, I'll do it later. So I'm trying to get the time zone so that I can make a proper date. So when I get all of your messages from my chat and I put it in Elasticsearch, I can put a date alongside of it, and best to use a proper date. And dates get complicated, especially when you don't use the proper time zones. If you just like hard code it, you don't really know what the date is, especially in like the US where we have shifting dates between standard and daylight savings. So I would have to get the date. I would date time now. So date time, I can get my date and time. Date time. What does the yeah mean? Date time TZ info. Could I have done that? Attribute TZ of... What does that mean? That didn't work either. The class. Yeah, well, leap years too. It's best to use like the library. Like, oddly enough, dates are pretty complicated. Yo, Lego. Ashita, I mean, like... Yes, Tiny Zom is complaining. Turn time object with hour, minute, time, microsecond, and TZ attributes. Oh, so hey, so I could do time zone. Date, time. He's being time Z. No, attribute time Z. Oh, time TZ. Yeah, he's just being... Okay, so needs an object argument. I don't understand. Also, I don't understand why datetime has a datetime object inside of it. No attribute. So why is it complaining? It needs an argument. That datetime object needs an argument. I have to put a time in it. I'm arguing at objects, actually, yes, at this point. Return a time object. A time object. Okay, so it does return a time object. So can I just like say get my time? How do I get the right time out of a time object? Give me the time. For time dot and return a string representing a time. Okay, so if I do a time dot, technically be able to do a time dot time. Oh wait, I gotta give it a format. Because it's so complicated. Just give me. What is format? Easy info GMT1. What do you... all of, like I've been stuck with my Python programming to like all of these like little syntax bits and stuff have always been the hardest part for me. And then like I get that just need this like time. I actually don't need it to be necessarily this correct, but once I can inject this into Elasticsearch, then we should be able to play with it in other ways. But daytime, time object the same, or minute and microsecond is none. Have this date time. Okay, cool. Go eat some rice and stuff. Okay, I won't. I'll try not to. Thanks though. I'll see if I can figure this out by the time you get back. By the time you eat. Oh hey, you said you stream mobile games. Have you ever played The Room? You should play The Room. You should stream that. No, it's like Nasachi. But you should play The Room too. Actually, you should all play The Room. The heck, man? Daytime up. I just need a now that daytime now and time zone. What can time zone? I don't know the format of time zone. Easy is not none. It must be an easy info. Need to derive a concrete subclass.
see this? Can have an init method that can be called with no arguments, or else it has to be pickled, but possibly not unpickled again. What does that mean? Easy info. Spider? You know, I'm not scared of spiders. Oh, you're talking about the... Okay. Yeah, I forgot I had the Halloween like a overlay on. Someone trying to... You're terrified. You're terrified of spiders? You know, you should think of it from the spider's point of view. The spider's terrified of you. You get like 5,000 times larger. Any human is like 5,000 times larger. How do I initialize TZ? Datetime.tz info. What is this for? Okay, so I've got a time zone object that I can do what with now? Can I do a now? Date time now, insert this TZ into it. PC offset. Oh my god. I would just like the current date with my time zone. Okay, we'll resort to Python get current time with time zone. I feel like reading through all the docs. Date time. Oh. No, wait, daytime now doesn't. Okay, I need a T though, there's no T in there. It's not. Okay. Alright, whatever. Let's just go back to. Well, actually, let me just check one thing. Works during the daylight savings time transitions. So pi tz, get the current given time zone. But I still have to put this in. I don't know what the why can I not? It's on pi tz. US Central. So if I just put US Central, PyTZ, we make a PyTZ object. Did it say? Oh, no, the browser. US Central. Time now TZ. Does it so it actually works for this one? Oh! Okay, so pip install PyTZ. Spiders are your friends, man. Eat all. Oops. They eat all the other bugs that suck. No attribute called timZone. They're evil. That doesn't look right.
Isn't it supposed to? Isn't ISO 8601 standard to be the T? Can you believe how complicated this is? He almost walked into a giant. You know, one time when I was in Houston, I went to a friend's ranch and there were these huge banana spiders everywhere, and there's like tall grass and stuff that we were walking through, and that was pretty crazy. There's a T, it should be a T, man. Let me just search Python. So 8601 date. Date time. Oh, local to ISO 8601. So I literally could have just done this. Yeah, so brown recluses suck. Okay, that one is what I want. So I need date time and then import date time and then 8601 to this thing. Okay, dude, we need to make sure that elastic searches. I think I have to save this and rerun it. Oh, I'm not debugging. Okay, so it didn't connect. Turns out. Oh, I didn't. Did I get rid of Frank and Zombo? I did. Add Frank, and then save and this. 200 cache to shape again, and you declined. Dang. Okay, so something happened. Oh, it's already created. Created. Just. What happened here? I think I got the index, but oh yeah, I didn't want to actually. No documents. You took the money and said you'd think about it. That is insincere. Let's restart this again. I know, but I'm pretty sure you're not thinking about it. Okay, so I got this, and then if we put a message in here, I want a global Frank.
put Frank in here. Put Frank in here, and then we're gonna. Yeah, that was a wife trying to do some stuff. Yep, it does. Go ahead. She's generally always had things. Okay, so if I get a message, I want to take Frank, and Frank ES index at message body yes body going to be gonna be something like this. So now I gotta manage JSON in Python, which well, screw it, let's just do text. Oh, I can't use. It doesn't. Man, okay, Python string formatting always gets me. Anaconda squeeze. Okay, geez, I gotta. This is such a pain in the butt. I gotta. Okay, so import JSON, and we make a test thing equals JSON load this, and I want to print. Not a callable object. What does that mean? Okay, not. Shouldn't that work? Oh, double quotes. It doesn't like ePrint doesn't like. Oh no, pprint is pretty print library. Like I have that actually. It's actually a library for pretty print, I guess, right? So this one right here, if I import this, it actually outputs the strings in a nicer format that's a little bit more readable. Lauren Kosian? No, I don't remember. Or Laura? No. I can just add, right? So, okay, let's just do this, and add user, this, add user, add this, comma, and plus this, plus message, and message is yeah,
ePrint is kind of useful, like especially when you're trying to read some like block of text that comes out. Okay, so if we do this, yes, body, and do this. Okay, now we're gonna flood this index probably with some garbage that might not work, but okay, so .404. Didn't work. Doesn't like that doc type though. I think the doc type might be an issue. Doc types are, I think, actually being deprecated in Elasticsearch, but I think the version in AWS still has still expects a doc type. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna store some chat data and see what we can do with it. Although I do have this natural language processing library that I hooked up to called Spacey, and maybe I can do something with that. But now I'm just kind of playing with things and hooking stuff up. I actually don't really know what I plan on doing with it, but more of just a technical challenge of getting a pipeline working, I guess. If you have any ideas, I'm all ears too.
There are black zones of shadow.
Okay, let's print this out to make sure that it.
And now and then some evil soul breaks a passage.
Let's see if ePrint works well here.
When that happens, the man who knows must strike.
Message. Definitely. Yeah, so. So this right here would be an example of a useful pprint. Oh, that's not even the right user. Like, action 350. I'm just logging in. So I don't have the initial set parsed properly, but doesn't even look like it's parsing properly. If I just
Strike.
just miss. Okay. Didn't miss it. Looks like it's formatted properly. Somehow doesn't like
type of document. I leave out doc type, what happens? I'm not adding it. I don't get an error though. Okay, 1 second. Let me use the restroom. Okay, so supposed to be indexing this, but I'm not seeing anything. Goodbye horses? What is that? Optimize. Oh. I would be capturing all of these messages, but that's not working. I'll know it when I hear it. You sure? Okay, hold on. I have a thing. Wait a second. Something's broken. This is not. I think this is causing an error. I think I have to have the doc type. If I step over this, yeah, there's something wrong. Can't get a good stack trace with the callbacks. Required positional argument doc type. So doc type equal to, and I mean, it shouldn't matter what the doc type is. Like, I should be able to make up something. I mean, I had chat message before, but save. What is this 400 message that I get? This should be correct. Just skip these actions though. What happened there? Need to remind myself to strip the white space off. Add request. Oh shoot, actually, what was I supposed to? Oh no, I already got the date time. Oh yeah, you wanted that horses thing. I was just gonna YouTube that. Why is there no music? But this. Oh, I didn't actually add a date. What I wanted to do was add a date. Yeah, I paused the music, but then I wanted to. What I wanted. had a horsey thing you wanted me to buy horses. Sounds really loud. Let's just make sure the elastic. That thing has to be made properly. Wait, 3. Okay, yeah, I know the song, yeah. Do I have the auto? Content? Where does content come from? Can't be this. There's no way it could be that. What? Never used the Python Elasticsearch library. Only just done straight HTTP interaction. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Somebody got this kid a Minecraft sword. This is a bad request. I feel like I need a bottle of lotion. Oh, okay. Stymied by Elasticsearch. Okay. This is a stupid AWS Elasticsearch. Doc type. ID, dude, why not? Don't tell me it's ID. Let's hit index. Dude, don't tell me I have to actually put the ID in. Can use request still. God, there's no auto ID. No, there is. I made one before. Document ID. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, well, let me just see if this works. It still didn't work. Oh, jeez. Africa? How did this end up in a playlist?
I hear the drums echoing tonight, and she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation.
Yes, I heard about the Weezer cover.
The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there.
Okay, I'm totally just gonna. Just gonna hard code in some values. Oh, wrong click. Have you seen the metal cover? Oh, and it worked? Was it literally me?
Dogs cry out in the night as they grow restless.
Oh my god.
Some solitary company.
Somehow that JSON isn't parsing properly.
Do what's right, sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti.
How do I create an empty JSON object?
I seek to cure what's deep inside, frightened of this thing that I've become.
Empty JSON object. What is this? It shouldn't be empty.
There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I guess the rain's down in Africa. We're gonna take some time to do the things we never.
If I do just an empty load, so I think I know what's wrong though. I mean, well, what's wrong was clearly it's the JSON formatting. So I'm able to actually insert something, but it's a hard-coded test.
Hurry, boy, she's waiting there for you. Gonna take a lot.
Why is JSON not known? Oh my god. Was that why before? Oh no, wait, I did a test. That's what I was doing. Okay, so if I do that dump JSON dumps test. Oh. Not callable. Oh, yeah, technically that shouldn't. That should work. Properly formatted. Oh wait. Hmm. Oh, sorry. I can load into a set. I can load into a set. I just do. So if I do dumps here. What? No, man, I haven't seen any movies. Module is not callable. Have you seen anything good lately?
Serialize.
The Python already. It's the same thing every fucking time. Module, module, module. Hey, Fansache, you know, you were right about that thing somehow. Like, pprint should be printing some stuff, but it actually didn't work with print.
Words like violence break the silence. Come crashing into my little world. Painful to me, it's right through me. Don't you understand? Oh, my little girl. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm.
You like this song, huh?
Vows are spoken to be broken. Feelings are intense. Words are trivial. Pleasures remain. So does the pain. Words are meaningless.
Oh man, there we go. Oh god, okay, it took forever, man. Is he like a giant beef rib?
Now, if I can only figure out how to connect to my Kibana. Chicken butt. Hey, Seijiro, what's 12 in Spanish? Once? Dose. Oh, Once is 11, isn't it? Dose in Japanese is kind of like slightly different. Dose is like, I mean, you say it kind of more like dose. It's like any which way, you know? Maybe? I forget now. Bread is pun.
Enjoy the silence.
You see all this stuff right here? Like I'm actually logging all your... Yeah, pan, like French. Actually, it comes from French. So it's actually working, and I'm actually logging everything now. Yeah, it's like Spanish too, but I think the word in Japanese comes from French, but yes, same. Correct, yeah. If only I could figure out how to connect to my Kibana now, then I could show you messages. See, problem is I have some kind of authentication issues. And I think I have to use Cognito, AWS Cognito, and create like pools, access pools and it. Zero Drift, yeah. That's a name I've not heard in a long time. And then I'm gonna hook up this natural language processor and do something with that. Which, I don't know what, but... So... I guess we can create another script. I don't know what the API is for Elasticsearch Python. I actually really just want to use Kibana, but I can't actually get to it right in the way that it is. create some kind of access permission system. I think I have to use Cognito. It's super roundabout. I guess if I created a VPC and then ran this script in that container, in an EC2 container, and connected it to, and I think I still can connect from my machine to I don't know what you mean. I mean, I know what you're saying, but I don't know what you mean by it. Alright, well, hey, anyway, I'm gonna go eat dinner, and I'll be back probably in a little bit. So, thanks for watching. Maybe like back in like an hour or something. For a little while, and maybe we can see if we can do something with the data that I'm now collecting. No. I'll catch you in a bit. I'll be right back. I'm gonna stop the stream. Bye. Yes, run the numbers. Thanks for watching. Should be back in like an hour or so. Yeah, run the numbers, man. Tell me what you find. See you later.